Alright guys, just give me a quick second. I'm just trying to get everything sorted. Let us see. Alright, looks like we're about to get started. Let me just do this real quick. Alright guys, looks like we're getting everything sorted and we are set and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SRM ESPORTS Season 3 Finale Fun Race, where we find ourselves again, just like last week, here at Austria for the Austrian Grand Prix. What other place to finish off Season 3, an amazing season for SRM ESPORTS. I am your commentator, Justin, and I hope we are looking to see a good race, even though we had some drivers come out last minute, very upsetting to see, but it's perfectly fine. They're probably just going to get themselves ready for the next season, for Season 4, where we'll be starting at Singapore for next week, and this is going to be quite interesting. I'm actually very excited. I hope you guys are excited back at home as well, as we are going to be ready. Nice clear blue skies here at Austria for the Red Bull Ring. And let's actually talk a little bit about this track, shall we? Need to get my notes. Here we go. So the Austrian Grand Prix, it's around 36 laps with a short, I believe a short quali. Yep, we have 36 laps here, a short quali, where we have 4.318 kilometers long circuit with 10 turns, 3 DRS zones, and there's going to be a lot of key points on this track. And it's kind of interesting because we only have 3 left-handers here. We only have 3 left turns and 7 right-hand turns, and we are going to go on board with Richard, who is going to give us the rundown once again, just like last week, the Austrian Grand Prix, and we're going to stay on board with him until he puts in a good time. Just hopefully he does not invalidate. We were actually in a practice session earlier, and like a small one, probably about 10 minutes, just to get everything sorted for the commentary and the stream. But yeah, what do you guys say about this track? It's a pretty decent track, a very short track as well. I actually like it. Usually the laps will be around just over a second. But Richard's going to be coming across the line to start off first. And if you guys are new and don't entirely know what's going on, the season finale fun race, this is what we have in store for you. So it is a realistic performance with the reverse grid from the championship standings. So the most points are in the lower tier cars, as we do see Battle Z Mini, and the least amount of points in the higher cars, as we do see names like Paul's got Bo not really getting much time in the championship. They'll be in the Red Bull. But yeah, but let's see. And it looks like a Alpine is actually going to be finishing first. I think that is going to be actually no, Grimmy is finishing their outlap, and Richard's going to be coming across the line around turn 10, hitting the corners, not invalidating, and setting a time of a 105.1. What a time that is on the mediums as well. Richard representing perfectly well. But let's see how the other drivers do coming across the line. We have a few people that invalidated. Moggy going with a 105.5. Steve in a 105.9 in the Aston Martin. And we have another Aston Martin in Starless Aeon coming across with a 105.7. A few 105s, but they can definitely go a little bit faster than that. We might see someone break the 104s, but we will soon find out. Just stay tuned, and we'll be ready. Well, let's see, the next person to cross the line was Battle Z Mini, but looks like they were finishing their outlap, and Grimmy's coming around the final few corners now. Let's see if Grimmy can make it stick as it comes around turn 10 to set a time of a 105.9 as well. 8 thousandths of a second separate Grimmy and Steve, as we do see Richard enter the pit lane in the AlphaTauri. Polesgar Ball comes across the line with a 105.795, making his way up to 4th fastest, and making their way up to 7th fastest is a 105.972 in SNRS Fozzy. 2 thousandths of a second separate 6th and 7th place, while 8 thousandths of a second separate 5th and 6th place. We are now watching Battle Z Mini come across the final corner. It's going to be crossing the line with a time of a 106.2, struggling a little bit in the Haas on the softs as well. So it doesn't look like Battle Z Mini is going to be having that much of a good race today if it stays like this. But it doesn't matter, as today is just for fun, because the season has been decided with the points, and we just have to wait and see who comes out on top here, as F1 Fart's going to be coming across the line to finish their outlap. Close behind as Kege Lairs in the Mercedes going to be finishing their qualifying lap, and let's see how they do. Getting one of the lowest points in the season, gets the second lowest time so far with a 106.0. Very close times these drivers have here today. And now it looks like it's going to be a Ferrari and Fozzy who has invalidated their time and just slowing down, trying to fuel up, trying to preserve fuel to not go into the low fuel modes and potentially mess up other drivers' laps here, as we did just see Woolsey in the McLaren coming out of the pit lane. We are now looking at another Alpine, I do believe, coming around the final corner, and that's Grimmy not really having a good lap just now, but looking to improve on it, as he's going to be coming across the line once again to start another fast lap. We're going to check back with him in a little bit, and we're going to go with F1 Farth as he's coming around the final corners in the Williams. Let's see what time he sets. A 107.4, and it looks like it was invalidated, and looks like he's going for a fast one now. Let's see how he does. And I do see an Aston Martin coming across the line. Looks like it's going to be Steve finishing their outlap, hopefully getting the shotgun exit around the final corner to start a qualifying time. Probably improving on that time. Only needs to go a few tenths faster to go past his teammate of Starless Aeon. But let us just see, as Woolsey has just finished their outlap. And it also looks like a Mercedes going to be coming across the line, and they're going to be setting they're going to be setting themselves up for a qualifying time, and that was Moggy, I do believe, or Mogi. I don't know how you would say their name. But let's see, someone just came across the line, and it looks like Yeah, it was at an Alpine. It looks like it was an Alpine. But F1 Far is going to be coming around the final corner, going down the straight to set a better time of 105.9 as well. Look at the time difference right now between 7th, 8th, and 9th. 1/100th of a second separates 7th and 9th. 2 thousandths, I should say. 2 thousandths separate 7th and 8th, and then 8 thousandths separate 8th and 9th. Very close between those three drivers in the mid-pack. It looks like we do have a yellow flag in Sector 2 around Turn 3, but looks like everyone was able to get through nice and cleanly. Except for Michael F1, actually. And oh, look at that from Mogi in the Mercedes. In the best... people would say that the Red Bull is actually better from the updates, but Mogi so far doing better than the Red Bull. And going with the 104.7 in that Mercedes. What a lap that was. But let's see if he can let's see if they can keep it up and keep that momentum coming into the Grand Prix. And I want to hear you guys from home. Are you guys excited for this new setup for the end of season 3, the season finale? Because me, I actually like the concept. If you know that no one's really gonna win and it doesn't look like anyone wants to race for points, then why would you? Why would you? If the people don't want to race, then just have a little fun one-off race, or you could have done a break. But this makes it a little bit more interesting. And Michael F1 once again struggling as they invalidate. But Angry Dutch guys still yet to make their way out of the pits. Let's see, we do have a Mercedes coming across the into the pit lane. Yeah, it looks like struggling a little bit. Might have gotten some front wing damage. Nope, no front wing damage, just a little bit of a mishap. But Pole's got Balls gonna be making their way out of the pits. Same with Fozzie and F1 Farth close behind. And then KG is gonna be just behind both of them as well. So now let's see if KG Layers can improve on their time, a 106.0. And we're going to quickly check the tire allocations for their time. And it looks like Richard actually has the best lap on the mediums with a 105.1. Actually, the first person to finish a qualifying lap and then make that that lap actually stick in the front row. But it doesn't mean that they'll keep it forever, as we have 7 minutes left of this short qualifying session, hoping to improve and hoping to get into the pole position. But KG Layers is coming across the final few turns, hoping to improve on their time. Turn 9 and now turn 10, a very tough sector this is, very difficult to not invalidate, but comes across the line to set a time of a 105.6, improves up to 5th place and improves by around 3 to 4 tenths. An amazing lap there. But Michael F1 finally makes it stick and gets a 104.8, a few hundredths of a second behind pole position. Pushes his AlphaTauri teammate just for today down to 3rd in that Williams. And then we had Starless come across the line just now with a 105.2. Really close these times are. They're very close margins that these drivers need to test and improve. Pole's got Ball actually invalidates their time. Going to be coming across the final corner to start a new time. And still, one person needs still yet to make their way out of the pits is Angry Dutch Guy. So it makes you wonder, is there something odd happening in that garage, the Alfa Romeo garage? But we'll just have to wait and see as Michael F1 makes their way into the pits after setting an exceptional lap with a 104.8. And then we're seeing the what's it called, the Aston Martin of Steve make their way into the pits, and it looks like an Alpine coming across the line of Tomo going to be starting their qualifying pace. And we're gonna keep on board to see how he does, making his way up to turn 2, which is this little short left, and then going a little bit faster, but into turn 3 needs to get the exit down, and looks like he does as he's pushing his way into turn 5. No, turn 4, sorry, I should say. Making their way into turn 4. Just misses the curb, but hits the apex. Not by that much, but comes across turn 6 now into the downhill towards turn 7. Currently is 2/10 slower and needs to bang out this final sector to make an improvement. Gotta hit the curb there and then push on to the right, but it looks like he didn't have the turn to do it. And it doesn't look like he has the fuel neither, so he's going to be abandoning this next lap as well. And we're going to see Wolsey, who is currently a 10th faster, and that McLaren goes wide on the final exit, but keeps it to where it's not an invalid lap time, and improves to a 105.9, pushes Battle Z Mini, one of the leaders in the Drivers' Championship, as we do see them in the Haas. Currently down to 13th. And what happened to Wolsey there? Did he crash out? Does he have front wing damage? Looks like there's a little bit of damage, or should I say a lot, as the wing is completely gone on that McLaren car. As you can see, struggling around turn 3. But let's see how Steve does now. And Steve gets a pretty tight line in the exit of turn 9. Now turn 10 is going to be starting a qualifying lap. Previously improved by around 2/10 to make his way into 10 to a 105.9. Looking to improve to get up to the 105.4s or probably 3s. Let's see if he has the skills. It looks like his teammate Starless did by setting a 105.2. Let's see if Steve can do it as well. Have a McLaren. There was a McLaren having a yellow flag and having a Aston Martin side by side on the starting grid, as we have 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. But let's see as he's coming around turn 6, turn 7. He's currently 3/10 up on his time, and he's going to keep on pushing it into the final sector. Let's see if he can bang this out and make his way up to the top 10. And just invalidates on the final corner, but let's see what time he would have put if he kept it going. Would have been a 105.576, so it would have been a Aston Martin 5.7, but still is a 5.11. But let's see. As I do believe we just saw Grimmy make his way up to 6. No, it wasn't Grimmy. Who did we just see go make their way up to 6? It was, sorry, 7th in Tomo. And now it looks like Paul's got balls going to be coming across the final corner. Hits the curbs. And let's see what time he's going to set. Doesn't improve with the 105.962. I'm getting the exact time as Steve's fastest just then. And we do have a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. But let's see how Steve does. He does have a Ferrari ahead of him. Almost loses the car, but manages to keep it and only improve by 1 position, a 105.738. Not going to be good enough. And it looks like one person opting to not put in a time whatsoever is Angry Dutch Guy, sitting in the pits this whole entire race. Most likely having a smoke. Ooh, sorry about that. But let's see if Moggy has improved in Sector 2. Let's see if he can improve his time near the end. And he does, going a new fastest of 104.6. Now close to 2/10 clear of Michael in second. And looks like Michael isn't going for a lap here. So it looks like that first place is going to be perfect there for him. But let's see if Richard can actually take that position. A current AlphaTauri 2-3 as Richard is approaching his teammate. Looks like hoping to give a little bit of slipstream between turns 8 and 9. Gets a purple sector 2. And as you can see, yeah, giving a little bit of slipstream there. And pushes off the track. Good teamwork there. Almost pushes his teammate off the track, and it wasn't going to be enough, so he shoots across the grass to make his way into the pits. And that is going to be it for qualifying. Only waiting on a few drivers to make their way, Moggy being one of them, making their way into the pits now. But let's see if Wolsey can improve on their time. I don't know if Wolsey is currently up on their lap, but it's going to be coming around the final few corners, hitting the curbs, and staying just within track limits, comes across the line to set a time of a 105.6, goes up to 9th place. And now the drivers 11 and down will be having a free tire choice. I'm actually just looking at the Discord chat, but yeah, that's gonna be qualifying over, and now we're gonna be having our finale fun race. And it looks like Richard actually did abandon his lap while being positive, but staying on the mediums potentially for a pit strategy could benefit him in the race. But we will soon find out, as Moki gets pole position with Michael F1 just behind Richard in third, Fozzie in fourth, Starless in fifth, F1 fourth and sixth, Grimmy in seventh, Tomo in eighth, Wolsey in ninth, KK Layers in 10th, Steve in 11th, Postgot Ball in 12th, Battle Z Mini in 13th, and Angry Dutch Guy in 14th, not even making their way out of the pit lane. So let's see, we're here for the season finale, and we're about to be underway. But if you do see yourself coming back from time to time, and you are enjoying the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure that notification bell is filled so you're notified every time we have a race every single Wednesday. And if you have enjoyed this video so far, make sure you hit the like button so we know that we keep on giving this content. Yeah, but it's still a bright sunny day here at Austria, and we're just waiting to see the drivers make their way around the track for the first lap. Hopefully no safety cars, hopefully no incidents, but this is F1 racing after all, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Looks like we're still waiting for the game to load in, and waiting for the drivers to actually load into the session, starting in around 15 seconds. Alright, here we go for the formation lap. A Mercedes leading the way, and Mogi and the two AlphaTauri teammates of Michael and Richard close behind. As Michael has opted for Richard to lead the way. Oh, same with Richard, same with Mogi. So I guess Richard just wants to get this over and done with, get this started off quickly, as we did just see. Oh, Williams and F1 fourth. What just happened there? It is a fun race after all, but what in the world just happened with F1 fourth and Richard? I am so confused. I actually want to see what they say. That was extraordinary. But we're still seeing Mogi lead the way. Gotta love that, a little bit of banter around the community. People just getting comfortable with each other. In other league races, if it was a fun race and someone did that to them, they would be absolutely pissed out of their mind. But good thing that these drivers know each other, because if they were just total strangers, they'd be questioning, what in the world are you doing? But it looks like Mogi has finally reached the starting line, waiting for the drivers to lead up behind. I hope you guys are ready. Get your snacks, get your drinks ready for the season finale fun race here at Austria for SRM Esports. Waiting for it all to load up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. The engines are roaring, the crowd is cheering, and away we are for the season finale of SRM Esports. And Fozzie getting an exceptional start and a spin at the back with F1 fourth. And Polska Ball has crashed out as well, retiring, and that's going to be a virtual safety car before turn 3 with an Alpha. What is happening here with Richard and Starless? Was that even Starless's fault? Was Starless even involved in that? What in the world? That was Richard. What is Richard doing? Just crashing out straight off the bat. I'm actually so confused about what's happening here. Wolsey gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I'm actually so confused. What just happened? iChat happened. What happened? I have no idea, Paul. I have no idea what just happened there. From what? And now it's a full safety car. Already. Wow. I'm honestly so confused about what happened there, Paul. I'm actually so confused. All I saw was at the during the what was it? During the formation lap, F1 Fart just comes across onto the grass of turn 3 and just smacks the side of Richard. And then during this race, during the Grand Prix, all I saw at the end of that was, actually I don't even know what I saw at that point. I had no idea what happened. You got taken out. Well, it's unfortunate, but it is just a fun race. It doesn't mean anything, but of course you still want to have a little bit of fun and actually stay in the race. But yeah, unfortunate to see that. We're just gonna have to wait for the safety car, a very early safety car, 2 Mercedes leading the way. Of course, I'm talking about the Mercedes AMG safety car with the Mercedes AMG Formula 1 car close behind with Moggy. And then Michael F1 in second, Fozzie in third, Starless in fourth, then Tomo, then Grimmy, then Wozy, then KK, then Steve, then Angry Dutch Guy, Battle Z Mini, then F1 Farth and Richard as they both pitted And also these drivers back here are having a little bit of fun as well, as we're going to be having one more lap of safety car. But that was a bit strange to see, I do gotta say. But we're just waiting for it. We're saying, wow, that should be a new record. Yeah, for the fastest freaking safety car that we've seen. It might be, you never know. We're gonna have to check back at the other videos to see if we actually had a race like that. I don't know what it is, guys, but I just feel tired for some reason. I just feel exhausted. I think it was just because I just had a hot chocolate. Woo. Not even one turn, Battle Z Mini says in the Discord. Not even one turn. And unfortunately, Paul's Got Ball is gonna be the one suffering from that, as the safety car is now in this lap mug. He's going to be holding up the pack and waiting to see how they're going to be setting up this restart. Is he going to make it compact? Is he going to spread it out a little bit? Is he going to go early, or are they going to go right on the final corner? We're going to have to wait and see. Safety car coming around turn 9, and now making its way into the pit lane. Moggy around turn 10, and it's going to be going off early on the inside with Michael close behind, and we are back underway for SRM Esports. Michael not really falling behind that much from that safety car restart, but Fozzie not really reacting in time. And it's going to be having Starless just behind. But I'm kind of curious. Oh, Steve was getting the easy overtake on KG into turn 2. And now KG trying to do a switch back into turn 3. But it would have been very, very ambitious if they went for it. Richard makes a serious dive on F1 Farth. And Battle Z Mini losing 2 positions because of that. But, what a race so far. Early safety car. Oh, and KG gets a little bit of dirt into the tires and messes up on that turn, and then Angry Dutch Guy acts on it and gets up into 9th place. Richard close behind. KG trying to make up for it as well, trying to catch up using the ERS. Now going to go on the inside of turn 9. They're now side by side. And KG has to back out of it as Mogi crosses the line to set the fastest lap of a 107.6. And Richard makes his way into 10th place. KG down to 11th. And let's see if F1 Farth can get a few positions here as well. As KG gets a little bit of oversteer into that turn. DRS has not been enabled just yet. And let's say we have Tomo and Starless getting very close to each other, getting a little bit of a nudge to the rear end of that Aston Martin. Tomo catches up, trying to stay within the slipstream, trying to get the position, but Starless's Aston Martin is just having too much of a top end speed for that Alpine to catch up. The other Alpine of Tomo on that braking zone, but could have had it, and it just went down. The internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Great, I hope that did not actually stop. Yeah, I'm actually looking at this right now, and holy moly, this quality is so bad. Just looked at that, my bad, guys. I might just stop watching it from there and just do the commentary. So if you guys are messaging in the chat, I won't be able to see it. I am sorry, but I need to keep as much internet as I can to keep this stream up and going. But Starless now trying to catch up. Oh, let's see if Michael was closing in a little bit too Moggy in pole position, and it is keeping pace with that AlphaTauri, so well done to Michael. But Moggy needs to keep away from him because he's just going to be continuously pulling him and pulling him. And look at this battle for fourth place, I should say. Tomo, and then we have Grimmy, Starless, and then Wozy, Steve. Oh, Steve as well. So that's actually a 5-car battle for that fourth place position. Steve does get a 3-second time penalty added to his name. He's going to be serving that at the end of this Grand Prix. Battle Z Mini actually in the worst car, catching up with KK Layers in the best car. Oh, and then Grimmy. Oh, and Tomo spins around turn 1, and it's going to be suffering a lot of positions there, making their way down to 10th place. And let's see, Battle Z Mini, is he going to go for it here? He's going to dive on the inside, but has to back out. It wasn't going to be enough. Oh, and that actually, KK gets a terrible exit around turn 3, and Battle Z Mini acts on it and makes his way into 8th place. Wozy and Steve are going side by side, but Steve is able to make up the position into 6th place and is right behind his Aston Martin teammate, as we do have a spin out with Michael. Michael has spun out on the track around turn 8 and rejoins the track with the ghosting on, and Grimmy has crashed, and that's another safety car. Wow, 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 wow. Wozy, Starless, Michael making their way into the pits. Same goes with Tomo. And that's going to put Battle Z Mini up to 4th place in the Haas. What a drive he's having here today. They're also seeing F1 Farth make their way into the pits. And now Angry Dutch Guy on the hards, trying to make those hards last the rest of this race. It's going to be catching up, using the ERS, trying to get past these drivers in the pit lane. But it's not going to be able to get past Starless. But it is going to be able to get past Tomo and F1 Farth. But now Muggy again leading the safety car restart. This is going to be interesting as we are nearing around the 10th lap of this, with F1 Farth actually leaving the session. Could be having a little bit of connectivity issues on that end. Oop, I just smacked my controller. Sorry about that. I gotta see this again. Let me see if it's actually fixed itself. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, I think it has. Yep, it looks like it's fixed itself with the connectivity. And oh, look at this, Moggy, Fozzie, and Battle Z Mini and KK going into the pits now, getting a free pit stop at this point. Actually, no, not really getting a free pit stop. But let's see, where does Battle... Actually, they could have. Let's see. Oh, and look at that, Wozy trying to catch up with Battle Z Mini. And Wozy just got the position as Battle Z Mini was making their way out of the pit lane. Battle Z Mini down to 5th, losing a position from making that pit stop. But Michael losing all of the gap there, making his way down to 11th. Grimmy was saying to Starless, come on mate, breaking points and all that. The thing is, even though this is a fun one-off race, you still want to give everyone the respect, give everyone the opportunity to have a good race. Because some drivers weren't able to finish last week at Austria, and this is kind of a second opportunity, a second chance to make up for that. So it is all fun and all to have like a little break, but still give the drivers around a little bit of respect and give the viewers at home something to anticipate for the new season. Yep, but Michael is going to be just reaching the pack, but it's going to be another lap of safety car. It's going to be around the beginning of lap 12. Around 25 laps will be left here in Austria. Now, I think the intervals have fixed themselves. Yes, they have. This is going to be very close here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually very excited. As it looks like everyone is in AI mode. F1 Farth looks like F1 Farth is able to rejoin the lobby. Good to see them back. Look how formed this is, but I think everyone is just in AI mode at this point. As there's the call, the safety car is going to be in this lap, and Steve is going to be the one leading the way. We're going to quickly take some time off to look at the time penalty. Steve with 6 seconds, Starless with 3, Tama with 6, and then Michael with 3. Both of the Aston Martin boys with time penalties added to their name. And it looks like Steve is the only one that has not pitted yet. So making those mediums last as long as he potentially can. Safety car is now entering the pit lane. And let's see how Steve does. Comes around the final corner now. And he's going to take a wide line and go into throttle early. Or not, actually. Now he is. Making it all compact there. Angry Dutch guy falling behind. And now F1 Fart. Look how compact this turn 1 is getting. Getting very compact. Oh, what is going on with Angry Dutch guy? What is he doing? Let's Angry Dutch guy struggling in that Alfa Romeo. I remember he was having a little bit of problems with his controls earlier. And now look at that, Michael and Starless were going side by side. A good camera view for that. F1 Farth gets the position on Angry Dutch Guy, and Angry Dutch Guy makes his way down to 11th place. We have a 5-way battle for first place here, both involving a Mercedes and a Haas. Getting pretty close, and looks like the Alfa Romeo. Actually, is that the Alfa Romeo? I don't know what's happening here. I just see yellow flags a little bit. But yeah, Steve coming across the line. And Mogi is on the tail end. Going to be using the ERS and is going to take back first place. Amazing overtake there from Mogi in the Mercedes. Steve getting a little bit of a slide on the exit of turn 1. Wolsey trying to catch up and make something out of that mistake, but it's going to be too far away. Without DRS, it's not going to be happening anytime soon. But they are within striking distance. Look at Wolsey using the ERS, using the slipstream into turn 4. Was looking for the dive, but looking to see if he could make the dive, but wasn't going to be enough there. As Wolsey is trying to do it as he looks on the inside of Steve. Now side by side through turns 6 and 7 and now 8. And Wolsey does not gain the position. Steve, with those, even with those old mediums, is able to defend against the new soft runners. And we do see a spin out from Michael once again, the same spot where we saw his teammate Richard actually crash out. Same with Grimmy crash out, and Wolsey makes their way into second place. Steve needs to make a pit stop, probably hoping for another safety car, but now that with the DRS, Steve is just making that gap shorter and shorter, and was about to look for a dive there. Ooh, and Fozzie actually gets a wide turn. Steve almost got on the throttle a little bit too much, just losing a lot of traction with those old mediums. But let's see if Fozzie is going to be able to get the job done. Was looking for a dive on the inside. Steve did give the space, but Fozzie did play that into his own hands, making Steve think that he was going to make the dive, pushing him wide, and gains the position. Now Battle Z Mini, one of the leaders in the Drivers' Championship in the Haas here today, is going to be catching up to Steve, as Steve is falling behind a little bit to Fozzie, coming around the final few corners. And let's see if Battle Z Mini getting the better exit on the traction, but does not have the power of that car to get and catch up. As you can see, the distance just shortening down. Well, not shortening, extending. But now Steve using the ERS, and also look at this, Fozzie going side by side, staying behind until he gets past the DRS detection zone, brakes super late, and there's a whole switcheroo for Woolsey. But let's see if Fozzie's going to be able to do it again. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't have DRS. And now Steve was going to be looking to capitalize off of that. But doesn't, and he's doing Tokyo drifting around turn 4. That was actually a pretty good drift, gotta say. But now he's holding off Battle Z Mini. Battle Z Mini needs to get past him or else his tires will degrade a lot quicker than intended. And we also have a battle for 6th with Starless and KG Lairs. And we also have a battle for 9th with F1 Farth and Angry Dutch Guy. But Mogi running away from this at this point. Running away with this. And then Fozzie trying to catch up. And actually Steve loses out on DRS. So now Battle Z Mini is going to be having DRS and trying to catch up. None of them actually have the ERS to defend, but let's see if Battle Z Mini can make his way into the top 4. But look at this just up ahead with Fozzie and Woolsey. Fozzie getting the easy overtake with the DRS, and Battle Z Mini just trying to catch up, but the power comparison of the Aston Martin to the Haas is quite large, so quite big difference. And now Fozzie and Woolsey were going side by side. Woolsey making a late dive there. Fozzie trying to act on it and gets the old switcheroo around turn 6 and 7. Amazing battle between these two drivers. So amazing battle that them both are having. And now Steve is getting into it now. Will be having DRS now. But is he making his way into the pits? No, he is not. Not making into the pits just yet. Yep, and the rear wing is open on that green Aston Martin. But let's see, Woolsey just being very antsy, trying to get past, but needs to be a little bit more patient, as he has the ERS and the DRS gonna dive on the inside of turn 3 and gets the braking zone down to perfection. An amazing overtake from Woolsey, but now he has to defend against Fozzie, as Fozzie's using all of that ERS battery to catch up, go on the inside, and it's going to be a switchback, and then Steve hits the rear end of Woolsey. So now Steve's going to be going extra slow here, having a front wing damage and very old mediums. Now going to be holding up Battle Z Mini even more until just then, as Battle Z Mini was able to get past. Steve's going to be making his way into the pits just now. His teammate Starless just behind with KG. But now the gap between Battle Z Mini and Woolsey is going to increase. As you can just see, Steve making their way into the pits for a front wing change after hitting the rear end of the McLaren car. Angry Dutch Guy did get past F1 Farth earlier on in this race, and F1 Farth trying to make up for it once again, but is still struggling trying to keep up with that Alfa Romeo. But let's see this now. Woolsey and Fozzie still battling it out. It could get a little bit dirty here, as we see KG Lairs spin out around turn 3 and is losing position. Woolsey gets on the inside of Fozzie. Fozzie trying to do the switchback on the inside of turn 5. Now on the outside of turn 6. And Fozzie was able to do it, but now Woolsey will be having DRS in the final straight unless he spins around here. But it looks like to keep it in. But Monkey again running away with this. A 7.9 now time gap between them two. And looks like Battle Z Mini is starting to fall behind the McLaren and the Ferrari. Will not be having DRS, and Starless will be getting DRS from Battle Z Mini. But now let's see if Woolsey's going to be acting on it now. was saving quite a bit of ERS and goes for the dive into turn 3, a serious dive. And now Fozzie trying to act on it, having the DRS and the ERS, gets it once again. Or does he? Because Wozzie's still on the outside, still going to go side by side. And Fozzie gets the better traction there and runs away so far with second place, with Wozzie just behind. And now with Starless having that DRS, going to be catching up with Battle Z Mini, but also gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, let's see Steve now. Steve was going side by side with Tomo into turn 4, just before turn 4 during the DRS zone, and makes his way back up to 7th. And now it is a 4-way battle for that second place, with Starless and Battle Z Mini re-entering the frame. And it's getting very, very close here, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 20. 17 laps left in Austria, and we have battles all over the field at this point. We have battles for second, we have battles for 7th, and we also have a battle near the back for 9th with F1 Farth, Angry Dutch Guy, and Michael F1, who recently got a 105, like a low 105 time on mediums at the beginning of this, but will be getting a 3-second time penalty added to his name. Yep, and look at that, Battle Z Mini now 1.1 seconds behind Wozie, really struggling to try and keep up with that McLaren, but is keeping up though. Just that the power unit of that Haas is not great whatsoever. And same goes with the aerodynamics, as F1 Farth has lost the position to Angry Dutch Guy for 9th place. F1 Farth trying to make up for it once again on the outside, now going side by side into turn 6, hugging the outside line, and he gets the position. And now Battle Z Mini loses the position to Starless. Same with Wozie still. We're just never going to stop seeing this. Wozie making the dive into turn 3. Fozzie gets the DRS and he's going to be catching up into turn 4. But it's going to be too far away. And Battle Z Mini also lost the position to Starless Eon in that Aston Martin. Wow, wow, wow. 21 laps are 21 laps already here at Austria, and we've only had 3 crashes in Grimmy, Richard, and Paul. Paul getting crashed out into turn 1. And Angry Dutch Guy and F1 Farth again going side by side, but Angry Dutch Guy is the one with DRS. He's going to be making the defend on the inside, and now Michael joins the frame. And F1 Farth tried to do the switcheroo with Angry Dutch Guy, but gets off the track and gets a 3-second time penalty. Wozie makes their way into the pit lane, and now Moggy is around 10.8 seconds, 10.9 seconds ahead and leading the way. An amazing drive here from Moggy. Yeah, but now Michael is going to be running away with it now in that AlphaTauri, and let's see if Tomo can get past Steve. Tomo will be having DRS on the first DRS zone into turn 2, now going up to turn 3, going on the outside. Steve making defensive measures on the inside. And it looks like Tomo was the one with the better traction, and both of them neither of them actually got the DRS. So now Steve going to make the dive on the inside. But Tomo was able to keep the line to perfection there and make their way back into 7th. And I'll say both Battle Z Mini and Fozzie make their way into the pit lane. Fozzie could be opting for another set of softs, and then Battle Z Mini definitely going for the set of softs. No, actually, Fozzie needs to go on a set of mediums, yeah. And then Battle Z Mini also on the mediums. Oh, right, not 23, 23 out of 36. Never mind. My bad. But let's see. Oh, Wozie taking a very wide line, but gets past Fozzie. So the undercut wasn't really that powerful on that lap, as Fozzie's going to be having DRS once again due to Wozie. Oh, and Steve and Tomo were going side by side. Oh, a little nudge there from Tomo on the rear left of Steve, but Steve was able to catch it and hold on to it. Oh, I'm just so tired today. I'm sorry, guys. This race isn't boring whatsoever. It's just I'm just really tired. And now Moggy into the pits, going for a new set of mediums. And same goes with Starless with a set of mediums. Let's see if KG Layers is gonna get past. Is it gonna be a Mercedes 1-2 for the time being? It looks like it is. But now let's see Woolsey and Fozzie. Did Starless get past all of them in the pits? Does not look like it. But is going to be past Battle Z Mini once again. And Battle Z Mini trying to use all of the juice in that Haas car. Trying to keep up and get the DRS, which he will. He will have DRS. But as previous laps shown, even with the DRS, he still struggles. Yeah, that Haas is just so dreadful to drive. Now Tomo is going to be having DRS, trying to catch back up with Steve. Angry Dust Guy with DRS, trying to catch back up with Michael, and F1 Fart just falling behind by a substantial amount in that Williams car. But now let's see this as Fozzie is catching up on the rear end of Woolsey. Once again, let's see. Well, this battle just never ends between these two drivers, does it, lads? Moggy gets a 3-second time penalty added to his name. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Like I'm just tired today. Jesus. And I have another commentary right after this race too. Oh, this is gonna be dreadful. But let's see this as we are still going at it. Battle Z Mini with the DRS is actually starting to catch up to Starless. And we have a retirement in the pits. Actually, is that in the pits or is that on track? That's on track from F1 Farth, and that's going to be a safety car. Has F1 Farth crashed out? We're going to go on board with Moggy real quick to see what happened there. And if I was one of these drivers, I would definitely go into the pits for a set of softs. And the F1 Farth has moved out of the way, but it's going to be a full safety car. You know what, let's do this instead. Oh, I'm just gonna lay down right here on my bed. It's gonna be a bed stream here today. Ooh, this bed's comfy. And there you go, KG Layers enters the pit lane. So actually getting a free pit stop at this point. Going for the set of softs, why not? Steve also making the way into the pit, same with Tomo, same with Michael and Angry Dutch Guy. Let's see, did anyone gain any positions in the pit lane? Angry Dutch Guy almost did on Michael, but wasn't going to be enough, as they both make their way out of the pits with a whole set of softs. And it looks like... Oh, sorry guys. And it looks like Moggy will still be leading the way. And we actually have a do we have mediums from 5 and softs back 5? Yes, we do. We have mediums from 5, softs back 5. So we could definitely see a lot of positions being changed here, probably from KG Layers. So that pit stop, well, that safety car actually really helped KG there. Let's see, we are nearing 10 laps left of the Austrian Grand Prix. We are almost finished with Season 3. It's going to be sad to see a few of the drivers leaving this season. But when something ends, it starts anew with Season 4. And I believe Season 4 will be next week at Singapore too. So this is going to be quite fun. Looks like the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, so I'm going to just take a little bit of time to relax my voice. Just look at those trees out there, man. Like, this track, to be here at this track would be outrageously awesome. Like, just on the hills, just the scenery around is extraordinary. And just imagine just sitting on that hill right there, just watching the race from so close. Man, you just have like a towel down with like your fruits, like a fruit basket or like some sandwiches. Oh, I would love to experience that one day. I would love to. But we won't be experiencing it today. Or at least not in IRL, but in virtual. But looks like Maki is still leading the way. He's gonna be leading the safety car, waiting for the safety car to make their way into the pits, warming up those tires. As you can see, all these drivers going side to side, except for some of the drivers in the back, as Maki's gonna be going for it now. Woolsey has been caught with his pants down, and we are underway once again for the Austrian Grand Prix. Maki getting a good start. Woolsey actually is able to shorten that gap between him and first place down to a 0.5. Steve gets the move on KG Lairs. Why are you so tired today? Oh my god. But no, Steve catching up to the rear end of Penalty Mini, and KG Lairs has spun out into the wall and it's fallen down all the way down to 10th place. Just look how close we are here. Currently, Penalty Mini is in a Aston Martin sandwich, a pickle sandwich, I like to say, with those two drivers. But let's see if he can hold it. But it looks like the rear end pickle is going to be catching up. Actually, that's a pretty bad phrase to say without context. But the Aston Martin catching up to the Haas, and the power unit of that Aston Martin is going to be absolutely lovable at this point, as Monkey gets the fastest lap in the 106 on the mediums in that Mercedes. Oh, is Steve gonna try and act on it now? Trying to get the overtake early. Going on the outside into turn 3. Battles Mini defends pretty well, but the power unit on the exit is just lacking for him, as we do see Steve make through, and now going side by side with Michael, and just the soft tires. Those new soft tires compared to the newer the new medium tires. Softs will always win in that race. But now we can actually say that everyone here today is in a Mercedes sandwich. But let's see. So far, Battlesea Mini still trying to catch up, as Tomo. Actually, no. Michael makes his way into the pits. Has Michael gotten front wing damage? No, Michael will be serving a drive-through penalty here, and Tomo was able to get the move done on Battlesea Mini. Oh, an Angry Dutch guy now looking to make a move as well. The Haas of Battlesea Mini just struggling to keep up with the faster drivers. And now we have Woolsey still leading in the podium positions, and Starless trying to catch up, trying to get past, but also needs to make their teammate get DRS so those soft tires can really last and catch up. But it looks like the Mercedes of Moggy is definitely going to be finishing in first place if it stays. Actually, really, because let's check out the time penalties real quick. So we have 3 seconds. So we have 3 seconds with the front three, Then we have the next two drivers with 6. Then we have the next two drivers with 9. Battles the Mini, the only driver here today to have no time penalties. KG Layers with 3 seconds, and Michael with 9 seconds of time penalties. But let's see, Woolsey will be having DRS. Is he gonna get? Are they gonna get past once again? I'm just so tired. I'm sorry, guys. That's unprofessional. I'm so sorry, guys. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. But now look at this Angry Dutch Guy catching up to Tomo in 6th place. Let's see if Angry Dutch Guy can get it. But it doesn't look like he's going to be getting it just yet. Maybe on the DRS. But that gap is starting to increase a little bit as Starless is catching up with Woolsey. Woolsey almost losing to the DRS distance of Fozzie. We'll be having DRS now, as we do have a caution in Sector 3 with Michael once again not enjoying Sector 3 apparently around turns 7 and 8. But let's see, there's now Woolsey on the tail end of the Ferrari of Fozzie. I mean Woolsey on the tail end of the Ferrari of Fozzie. I think I said Fozzie on the tail end. But look at this, Woolsey trying to do it, and also Starless making a serious dive, getting a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting there. A very, very ambitious dive there from Starless, getting a little bit desperate into turn 4. But we'll be getting 3 seconds added to his name as Battles the Mini just got his first time penalty of the race. And with only 4 laps left to go here at Austria, looks like the closest battle here is with Tomo and Steve, as Steve now is trying to catch up with his Aston Martin teammate, which he will be using the DRS. It's getting very close between these two drivers. And look at this, is Tomo going to make the dive? Was opting to, but doesn't look like he'll be making it. And it looks like Steve got the better traction around there. And look at this Angry Dutch Guy trying to catch up with the Alpine just ahead. We'll be having a better exit around turn 4. But now around turn 5 it is closing the distance using the slipstream, but it will be very ambitious to make a move there. Just gotta wait for the DRS as we have Fozzie spin around on the last few laps, making their way down out of the podium into 9th place. 8th place, I should say, sorry. But now look at this, Steve still trying to catch up with Starless, but Starless will be having DRS. Oh, Tomo gets a 3-second time penalty added to his name. We'll be serving that at the end of the race. And now let's see the two Aston Martins. Oh, Steve was saying earlier that his L2 button was not working. His brake button was not working how he would like it to be. And we're seeing a prime example just then of him struggling with those brakes. It's getting very, very close for the final few laps. Anything can happen here. Oh, as I said that, Steve spins around and goes back onto the track. A pretty good recovery there. Comes back on track just ahead of Battles the Mini. But it looks like Battles the Mini is going to be getting that position unless Steve has not cooled down his tires. Getting very cautious of that Aston Martin car, trying to keep it stable, but is still struggling to keep the traction as Fozzie makes their way into the pit lane in the penultimate lap. Oh, and Starless has finally gotten past Woolsey. Woolsey giving a little bit of a nudge to Starless there, but now Woolsey will be having DRS. Is Starless going to lose the position once again? We'll soon find out. as we're closing into turn 4, and looks like Starless was able to hold on to it. But now let's see Battle Z Mini, that Haas is not going to be catching up whatsoever, even with the DRS and ERS. Which is upsetting to see, because Battle Z Mini has done very well this season, getting into the top 2. But currently struggling in that Haas. Boggy currently getting the fastest lap on 106.2 on the mediums, as we are now on to the final lap of the season finale. Season 3 coming to an end. One more lap will finish season 3. Tomo actually getting a terrible exit around turn 1, and now Angry Dutch Guy is going to be making up. Now going side by side into turn 2, now up the hill to turn 3. Angry Dutch Guy on the inside, Tomo on the outside. And Angry Dutch Guy is able to keep it. Gets a little bit of a whiskey throttle there, but it was able to make his way up to 4th place. Battle Z Mini finally makes his way past Steve, as they're now going side by side. It's pretty even between these two drivers. Battle Z Mini gets the later braking zone, and Steve gets the switcheroo, getting the better traction on that exit. And now we're gonna go on board with Moggy, not really having the season that he wants to remember, but we'll be finishing it off right with a win at Austria, with Starless coming around in 2nd for the time being until time penalties will be served. Starless then, Wolsey goes up to 2nd, and Starless goes down to 3rd. Angry Dutch Guy crosses the line in 4th. Tomo crosses the line in Angry Dutch Guy crossing the line in 5th now. Tomo in 6th. Battle Z Mini makes their way up to 4th in the Haas, and he's going to be my driver of today. What a race we have just witnessed for the season finale of Season 3. Now Fozzie crosses the line, the last driver to cross the line for the finale of Season 3. I hope you guys have enjoyed the finale of Season 3. We'll be here next week at Singapore for Season 4 for SRM Esports. I have been Justin. This finale fun race has been extraordinary. A Mercedes up top, a McLaren, then an Aston Martin on the podium. And we will see you next week.